You sacrificed, you saved, you finally got your down payment for your house. Congratulations. But are you aware that there's some additional expenses headed your way as you journey to getting your first set of keys? Well, we're going to talk all about what those expenses are and when to expect them. Stay tuned because today's video is all about what are the other expenses that you need to be prepared for when buying a house. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate, and stay tuned. Let's talk about out-of-pocket expenses. Once you've saved up to get your down payment for the house, there's going to be some other things along the way that you're going to have to pay for. So let's dive right in and talk about what those things are and approximately how much they're going to cost. The amounts could vary from region to region. So if you're not in the Alachua County area, you definitely want to check with a local person or connect with me and I'll get you connected to a local person to see what that is for your area. But one of the first big things is your escrow deposit. Now, that is an amount of money, varies from region to region, but it's a certain percentage of the list price that you're putting down as a deposit for the sellers. In my area, 1% to 2% of the purchase price is pretty common, but in some other areas, it can be as much as 10%. So you'll have to check in with your local market to see what's standard. The thing to remember about escrow is that typically it is due either upon the acceptance of your offer or a few days after. So make sure it's money that you can easily access, and it's not in addition to the purchase price of the house. It goes towards it. So if you put down a $5,000 escrow deposit, and the total amount you need to bring to closing is $20,000, you're gonna have to bring 15 because you've already prepaid the 5. Once you get your escrow in, it starts your inspection period. And this is where the majority of those out-of-pocket expenses come from because you've got to pay to have inspections done. And this is gonna be up to you. Different areas are probably gonna have different things that come standard, but in the area where I am, and I would venture to say everywhere, is a home inspection. It's like a test drive. If you bought a car without ever driving it around, probably not the best choice. You buy a house without doing an inspection, you have no idea what you're headed for. So an inspection is going to run you anywhere from $300 to $600. Depends on the size of the house, depends on the area that you're in. But this is the opportunity to sort of look under the hood. In addition to that, you can do a WDO, which stands for Wood Destroying Organism inspection, for termites, wood rot, any kind of fungus, issues such as that. And those are gonna run anywhere from $75 to $200. In addition to that, you can add on a radon test, you can have a structural engineer come in, you can have an electrician come in, you can have a roof inspection. There's a number of things that you can do, but the big thing to remember is all of that's coming out of your pocket. During your due diligence period, you can pay for anybody to come in, but here's the kicker. If somebody finds something major and you decide not to buy the house, you may get your escrow deposit back, depending upon the terms of your contract, but you're still gonna pay the inspectors because they did their job and maybe saved you from buying a lemon. Now that we've mentioned some of those expenses, let's get a little bit more granular and talk about the specifics. So you know a home inspection is gonna cost $300 to $600, depending upon your area, depending upon the square footage of the house. Your WDO is gonna run anywhere from $75 to about $200. And if you're gonna do a radon test, that's usually a couple $100. Same thing with a structural engineer. And this all depends on the depth of what they're doing. If a structural engineer is just coming to do a quick walkthrough, that could be anywhere from $100 to $200. But if you want a full-fledged report, it's gonna go up from there and you wanna talk to that inspector just to see what they normally charge. But what I tell my customers is generally you wanna reserve anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 to have on hand to make sure that you can pay for your inspections. Buying a home is a huge deal. It's probably one of the most expensive items you'll ever buy. So it is well worth spending a little bit of money up front to make sure that your investment is sound. Just remember, in addition to your escrow, you're gonna have your inspection costs. The home inspection, the WDO, radon, structural engineering, any other inspections that you want to do are totally up to you, but make sure you've got the money to pay for it and be prepared that if you walk away from the house, you still got to pay the inspectors because they did their job. If you found value in this video, please be sure to like, and subscribe. And speaking of home inspections, I want to delve just a little bit deeper into what those entail. So be sure to click the notification bell so that you can see my upcoming video on what exactly is a 4-point inspection and a wind mitigation report. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate, and I'll see you next time.